Hey guys, it's Alex coming at you from Southern California. And just wanted to come on and do sort of a response video to Stun Rock Confusion's Stunty's video that he posted this weekend on ECM. I think I remember there was a thread about 5 years ago on ECM that a lot of folks participated in. There may have been some since, but none have really come to my attention. Obviously, it's a label that has been around for quite a long time, has a huge catalog, still putting out a fair amount of things. But yeah, I like the focus that Stunty put on the label, showing some records that maybe are underrated or underappreciated for sure. So yeah, I just figured I'd come out. I got 7 here that obviously I didn't want to show any of the same records that he had shown, and yeah, some I'm still looking for that he showed in particular. The Bitter Funeral Beer record is one that I'm really looking for. Unfortunately, ECM is terrible with the copyright laws, and they are very likely to take down any video with any of their clips on. So playing something else completely different. There's I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't know if it's just Anna Lockwood, but this is really excellent. This is like a compilation, and she is an experimental, sort of I'm gonna call it like a naturalistic music concrete artist, and yeah, she's famous for a record she put out in '68 called Glass Concert, and then these are works compiled from 1970, 87, and 98. She mostly, yeah, like I said, works with non-instrument sounds, and she works with like glass bowls, and this one actually, as the cover might suggest, features some samples of tigers purring and stuff like that. So yeah, really cool stuff in a Lockwood. The first ECM I'll show here is this one, a fairly recent addition. This is a Freak Pepperbird with the Jean Gabarek Quartet, featuring Arlette Anderson, Tears of Ripped on guitar, and John Christensen on perks. There's the group there. Obviously, most of these guys are quite young here, very early ECM. This is ECM 1007, so the 7th release on the label. It's a record that I've been sort of aware of for quite a while, and didn't actually sort of dig into it till more recently, and I finally was able to track down a copy. This one, like many of the early ECMs, it's a little bit harder to track down, but and obviously these are all players who became staples on the label. I mean, they're still putting out records. This, however, is very unlike a lot of the work that they did later on. This is from the very first track. It's a very textural, percussive affair, I would say. Definitely not free, but definitely on the avant-garde side. There's some free playing, definitely some free improv going on here, but like I said, it's less brute force, and it's about the textures. I think Ripdahl's guitar here is particularly textural, like it is on another record that I'll show here. And Gabarek, who I generally don't like, is quite good here, playing not just the sax, but also the clarinet, flutes, and some percussion as well. He's excellent. I think the highlight, though, is the title track, Afric Pepperbird. Definitely check that out. Yeah, like I said, I wish I could play some clips, but yeah. So this is from 1970. 7th release on ECM. Excellent one. Another early one is actually the one previous, 1006. One of the most interesting cover arts in the ECM catalog for sure. And the back cover is almost better, I think. So Downer, obviously the fantastic keys player, but here also getting into some electronics. He's playing the ring modulator, and something called the Horner Electra Clavinet C. Then we have Fred Braceful on percussion and voice, and the great Eberhard Weber on bass and cello. So yeah, the use of electronics here is really, really interesting. Again, also a very sort of moody, textural record. Some jazz flavors and ideas, but yeah, the electronics really put this into sort of a different level, and sets a very, very interesting, unique mood, I would say. Very different than anything else on the label, definitely. Trying to think of, I think all the tracks are really good. Opening track Mutations is excellent too. Again, another one that's, a European pressing, definitely a little bit hard to get a hold of, but definitely worth seeking out. This is from 1979, and also featuring is Eberhard Weber as a leader here. Fluid Russell. Certainly, I think on its surface, kind of more like what you're used to, and this is a very common record. I got this for a few dollars, and the kind of the classic pastoral, minimal artwork that they became famous for. Here's the group. So here we got Gary Burton on the vibes and marimba, Bill Frisell on guitar, and balalaika, and Eberhard Weber on bass and the terang. I can't remember what the terang looks like. But to me, I think what makes this record is the vocals. There's a vocalist, Bunny Herman, and then Norma Winstone, who was very prolific in the UK jazz rock scene. Was in a lot of those recordings. These are all sort of wordless vocals, and it really, it really gives it a really nice sort of ambient feel, I would say. Of course, Burton on the vibes, and Weber on the bass. You're gonna get some excellent playing there, but I think the vocals, and especially on the side one is a title, or sidelong track, Quiet Departures. It's like a 17-minute piece, and really featuring those vocals. Remind me a little bit of kind of the wordless vocals that Henri Texier uses on a lot of his records. Again, the wordless vocals, just adding, just really kind of setting the mood. So yeah, I recommend it. It's very cheap, and definitely kind of an underrated one, I think. Of course, I had to mention a Don Cherry record. Of course, there's the Cadona trilogy that's fantastic. And also those Cadona records are sort of emblematic of some of the successful fusion that the label had, blending, different styles, that one, with Vasconcelos and the South American Cherry with the American jazz influence. So this, of course, Cherry and Blackwell, longtime collaborators. This is from '82, so this is about 12 years after their collaboration here on the Actual label, another European label, of course. And of course, Actual was a lot more successful maybe in blending European and American players, I would say, than ECM ever was. But yeah, it's great that that there's a document of this later sort of more contemporary extension of those early sessions that are sort of more free and more I would say just more improvised. These are more mature, for lack of a better word, but I mean the synergy between the two players is just as good, if not better, than it was in the '69 sessions on BYG. But yeah, some great originals from Cherry. I think half are Cherry and half are Blackwell compositions, and then they do a Thelonious Monk cover as well. But yeah, I think maybe Arabian Nightingale is one of the really good tracks. But yeah, and like on the original ones, also you got Cherry playing not just the pocket trumpet, but also the melodica, the piano, and Blackwell on all the drums and percs. So yeah, of course, on an excellent ECM release. Some more Georgia Ripdahl. This is what comes after. This is ECM 31, so also a relatively interesting one. Great lineup here, featuring the great Bar Phillips on the double bass, John Christensen on percs and organ, Eric Noyd Larsen on oboe, and the French horn, and Sveinung Hovensson, I don't know, I butcher that, on electric bass. So super moody, super just dark, and again, this ambient sort of textural guitar playing from Ripdahl on this one that is just absolutely fantastic. Title track, 11 minutes. 10-minute track on side one, Bend It. Yeah, both. Just brooding, moody. Great work from Bar Phillips as well here. I thought I had some of the Bar Phillips solo stuff, but I don't, so I need to get my hands on that. This one should be pretty available, I would think. Yeah, great one. I think Derek has shown that quite a few times as well. I had to show John Hassel. I know Stunty, you showed one of the newer ones, or the one from, was it 2010, I think. Still have to get my hands on that, but I thought I'd show this one from 1986. This is Power Spot. It's 7 tracks, features several players here. It's including Brian Eno on a couple of tracks playing the electric bass. I don't recognize the other players except for maybe Miguel Frasconi on flute. Excellent stuff. I mean, John, you can't go wrong with any John Hassel records. I think the best track maybe on here is Solaire, which is that's one of the ones that features Tino on bass. But yeah, just kind of a classic deep jungle type atmosphere that he creates on that track. Really good. And it's cool here, he's got a little diagram and kind of shows what players are on what tracks. So yeah, Power Spot from 1985, John Hassel, excellent. And finally, this one, which is the earliest one I think that I have, is ECM 1005. This is the music improvisation company. So you got Derek Bailey, you got Evan Parker, Hugh Davis, Christine Jeffrey, and Jamie Weir on voice. On perks. I don't know if what else these guys have on the label. Obviously Bailey and Parker, have a ton of recordings together, and this one from 1970. It says released 1974. I don't know if this is a reissue or if it was just released a little bit later. I think it's a reissue, but yeah. So this is completely a free improv affair, as you might imagine. Fantastic use of space and texture here. The guitar work from Bailey is, as always, just aggressive, and at the same time can be very controlled and menacing. And Parker on the soprano, fantastic. Weir on percussions also adds some very nice touches. And Hugh Davis, I don't know if I know him from anything. He's on Live Electronics. And some fantastic track titles too, like Wolfgang Van Gangbang, Third Stream Boogaloo, and The Package Deal, which is a fantastic track. So not pushing it not just on the sounds, but also some fantastic track titles, really more reminiscent of something more like punk or something. But yeah, those are, I think that was 7. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy that. Just wanted to come on, show a few ECMs. It's been a while, I think, since people have shown a lot of ECMs. So yeah, if anyone wants to keep it going, let's do it. Take care, everyone.